Hello, good morning, welcome. This is going to be another one of those chill streams where I'm doing some work here and streaming along, and you can watch with me. So today I'm going to be attempting to build little tally lights out of these little cute little devices. So with any luck, I'll be able to finish this today, and yeah, I'm going to cross my fingers. I just realized I should check my audio is actually working, and now that I'm checking it, I'm realizing I forgot to add the delay. So I'm probably a little bit out of sync. Let's go ahead and fix it. That should be a little better. Now I have to take these off, otherwise it's too distracting. Well, thanks all for joining. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. I'm 100% not prepared. This is not a tutorial. This is gonna be literally me just figuring this out as I go. But I did get these cute little things. Show you from this other angle. So this little thing is a little hardware device that has a little screen on it and some buttons. And I got a different one as well, which is this one's got like a full OLED, so I can like write letters and stuff on it. But then this one has a grid of large LEDs. You probably can't see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it if you look at it in the light just right. And I figure I'm gonna try this one first, and if I have luck, I will go back and do try it again with the other one. And yeah, so I got these from banggood.com, and they actually sent them to me, so thanks to them for that. And I thought it'd be really fun to try this out and try building a tally system with these. And I have a link to these in the description below if you're curious, and hopefully, with any luck, I will be able to pull this off. I'm optimistic because thankfully there's a lot of this stuff is already already out there, already exists, and I'm just going to be putting it together. But thankfully, other people have done most of the work here. So hopefully I should have some success. All right. So let me also record all inputs. I should record this in case I want to go back and edit it, since I am using the ISO. And yeah, I'm going to be like keeping an eye on the chat, but probably not like answering my normal Q&A in the chat, but I will keep an eye on it in case anybody wants to point out things that I'm doing wrong, for example. And I should be able to also show you my computer screen when I get to the part where I need to do that. So this is yeah. Cross your fingers. Here we go. No, yeah, Banggood, I hadn't heard of them before, but I guess it's like AliExpress, except they sell more stuff focused on builders, electronics. I don't really know. I hadn't heard of them before, but these came surprisingly quickly, I will say. So I was excited about that. Okay. So let me see if there's anybody here in the chat. Lots of people here in the chat. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Oh, yes, the streaming bridge has been shipping, and everybody's getting them this week, and mine comes today. And I'm going to have to figure out when to try that out after this and the next thing I'm doing. So cross my fingers that I can get a video out about that soon as well. Got Vienna checking in, Sheffield, UK, Belgium, Paraguay, Indianapolis, Jamaica. Awesome. Okay. Adam says, I built a tally system with the ESP3266 and some LEDs this week. Awesome. So yeah, okay. With any luck, this shouldn't be a disaster stream. I will say I am going to run this stream until either I finish or 3 hours from now, whichever comes first, because I have to go do some work. I have to teach a workshop at 12:30. So that is my hard stop. And I need everybody to hold me to that. So yeah, let's get started. So I have what's the first step? I guess I need to figure out what I'm doing. So there were two different ways to do this as far as I can tell. And I need to first figure out which way I'm going to be doing that. So if I go, let me cut over to my laptop. And this is the device I'm using, this M5Stick. And there is a library for this for Arduino, which is great. And there's that option, or there's an option which was tally something something. Now I'm forgetting what it was. Tally arbiter. So these work two completely different ways, and I'm really on the fence about which one I want to do. So this is a really cool project, and what this does is it is a server that you have to run on a computer somewhere, and then it can go and connect to multiple sources like an ATEM, OBS. I don't even know what TSL 3.1 is. That's cool. It then pulls in the state from those things and exposes those states as its own interface that other devices can then tap into to display tallies. So that's neat. That means that these things would connect to the computer. So I have this running on a server somewhere. This would connect over Wi-Fi to that device, and this would be talking to that piece of software. That's one option. The other option is to have these talk to the ATEM directly. And I like that option because it means less software. And software is a liability. So less software is good. The downside is that there is apparently a limit on the number of devices that can connect to an ATEM simultaneously. I've heard 5 and I've also heard 10. So I don't really know what the limit is. I didn't bother checking the manual. I could go do that, but I don't think I care enough to know, because either way, I'm not going to be up against the limit. So the two options are I can make this connect to the ATEM directly, or I could make this connect to a computer that is running this software. Probably a Raspberry Pi, because I have a Raspberry Pi on my desk, which is going to be just always on. So, yeah, not quite sure which option to go with. I'm going to try one, and if it doesn't work, I guess I'll do the other. So, I kind of want to start with the one that has fewer moving parts. So, talking directly to the ATEM, because that seems like less stuff that could go wrong. So, why don't we try that? All right, so this is a USB-C cable, and I'm just gonna plug that in here, and it should boot up and do something. All right, it boots up quick, which is cool. You can't really see the letters on it. It says something on there right now. I think it just says title. It was like a test program. So let's go ahead, and I do wish I had a... See, this is why I want macro buttons on this thing, because I don't have my normal iPad controller up or Stream Deck over here, so I need to like switch like that. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Press 2 buttons at the same time. So yeah, I'm going to skip Tally Arbiter for now. I'm going to try just going here directly, see how far I get, and if I feel like I'm hitting the wall on that, I'm going to switch gears. So this was the Arduino library for this thing, and I should have Arduino up here. And this was like a test program that just set some text on the, let me move that over here. It's just like writes some text onto the screen. And oh yeah, and it logs button presses to the console. So you can see as I'm pressing a button, it'll say like button A was pressed, button B was pressed, button 2 was pressed. I don't know why I don't know why that is labeled differently. And I don't really know what I'm going to do with the button presses for this, but let's just try to get it talking to the ATEM. I like to just start with like something that's mostly working and then just remove code until it works again. So let's copy this whole thing, get rid of this. Don't bother saving that. I'm just going to make a new project here, and then we're just going to get rid of code we don't need. Also, all these comments are not in English, and I do not understand how to read them. So, screen breathe, no idea what that means. We'll find out soon. Rotation, okay. Text size, it's very small. I can kind of move this camera closer. There's text on there right now, which is very small. Very, very small. So that's cool. I think what I want to do for the display is show the number with like a red or a green background, or I guess no background. So we have a way to fill the screen with a color. We'll have to figure out how to do other colors soon, and text colors. So I'm going to do, let's actually first just try to get the number to display on the screen. That seems like a good first step because we're going to need that even whether or not we can get it to talk to the ATEM. Okay, let me get you a closer view of this thing. So instead of writing title, I'm going to have it write the number 1. Maybe I can use a button to have it select which input it is tallying to. That'd be a cool idea. Okay, GPIO must be for the buttons. Pin mode 9. It'd be nice if I could read these. IR, LED. Is there an LED on here? I didn't see one. Set cursor 00 and then print title. So I'm going to change that to just print the number 2. And then that's going to be our tally number, our camera number, text size. We're going to increase to 10 and just see what happens. I want it to be a little bit farther down. So I'm going to set, I'm assuming the second one is Y. The size of this thing is, yeah, programming. Vincent says programming on muscle already. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm programming. I'm changing code that is already doing a thing. So let's just try 40 and see what happens. I'll move it a little bit over to the right and then down. And upload. And now I need, oh, now I need to save this. Tally. Compiling. This way of doing it's probably the hard way because I feel like, yeah, because I'm like sort of using more building blocks and connecting them together instead of like installing someone's software that already works. See how it goes. Okay. Here is a little thing, and after it, can I not focus this close? Oh, hey, look at that. That looks like a 2. It's almost in the right spot. I want it a little bit farther to the right. Code bending, says Adam. Cool. Text size appears to be 1 to 7. I guess it would help if I read the docs. Let's read the docs, in fact, and see what the docs say. Okay, I need that closer to me. This is for the detailed documentation. Oh, I already have it open here. Quick start. Tommy says, writing code while producing live streaming. Your mental fortitude is impressive. Don't give me too much credit yet. We'll see how this goes. Okay, where am I looking for? I'm looking for docs on like where all the, where's the stuff for like text size, font? No. M5Stick API. Maybe it's the screen API. The comment has 1 to 7. That is a good point. I can't read those, but I can read those. All right. So, okay, 7's as big as it goes. That's fine. 7's big enough. I do want it to scoot it over a little bit. So I'm going to go 15, upload. Let's see what happens. And compiling. And with any luck, it should scoot over a little bit after it reboots. Come on. Go, 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 go. It scooted over a little bit. I need a little bit more. It would help if I knew what size the screen was. 80 by 160. Okay, top left corner is 0, 0. It's 80 by 160. And it looks like it's about half the width. So 40 wide. The character is 40 wide, so I need 20. And that should be mostly centered. And then I don't know how tall it is. I would say it's about a third of the height. It's about a third of the height tall, so I'm guessing it's about 50 pixels tall, so I should scoot it down 80 minus 25, so maybe like 60-ish. Let's try that. Upload that again. And I wish I had a way to show you all of my cameras at once. Compiling, 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 resetting, and okay, that's better. A little bit farther to the right. I'm spending too much time on just the design of this thing. But whatever. We want it to look good. Screen breathe is probably brightness. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it could be. That one's a 7 to 12, so it's already the brightest, which is, yeah. Tom uses code in PHP and it'll work more better. I don't think there's a PHP interpreter on the ESP8266. Or is this the 32? I don't know. That'd be cool, though. Hey, okay, it's centered. I'm going to take it. Now we got it in the right spot. So, now what do we do? We got to bring in the Arduino library, or the ATEM library. So somewhere in here is a manage libraries. Let's see if it's in here. I might have to download it. I might have to download it. Okay, yeah. And oh, what's this one? I haven't seen this one before. Let's look at the examples and see if they are ATEM monitor. Oh, it is a fork of the normal one. Okay. So cool. Yeah. Let me find the real one. ATEM Arduino. Geez, my own website showed up in a search for that. It's because I've tried this stuff before. I have done this before. Built a controller with some buttons in it ages ago. That also means I should probably have a link to that library that I used here. ATEM OSC, Arduino library for, that's the one I wanted. Oh, they did. Is that what's going on? They deleted all their Arduino stuff. They did. That's why it's a fork. This may not be the best path to go down if this is like not supported anymore. Okay. They went all like closed source on this. Okay, I feel like I have seen a tutorial. Our M5Stick ATEM tally. This guy's written one. He should be able to give me links to the libraries I need. Yeah, tally. Yep, cool. ESP. Yep, cool. It's all the Arduino libraries. That's the one. Oh, good. Okay, they just moved them. Install this. Arduino libraries. Oh, wow. ATEM. You will install the M5Stick libraries. Okay, install, first download this. Download that file. Look for Arduino libs. ATEM base, standard, and program space. Okay. Oh, download the whole thing. Yeah, Andy, we talked about this at the beginning. The choice to do this one directly is, I'm not sure I'm going to stick with this because of the limit of how many can be connected. But this seemed like an easier one to start with. Base, standard, and program space. Okay, copy those to the Arduino library folder, which is somewhere. Where is it? Is it in my documents folder? Yes. Okay, copy those there. Modify them for ESP32. Is this an ESP32 after all? It is. Okay. In libraries, where's my text editor? Oh, geez. Ignore all that. Let's just open this whole thing. In the ATEM base C++, we're going to modify. We're just going to use Wi-Fi UDP. Okay. Around line 50. Get rid of the if-def. Cool. Just use Wi-Fi UDP. And then in the header, same idea. Get rid of the 8266 and get rid of the Ethernet. Okay. Look for, oh, there's another one, 8266. Get rid of the Ethernet. And now you can use it. Great. Wasn't too bad. Okay, now we need to write the code. So this is, we're going to bring in these. I should have the Wi-Fi one already. I'm just going to still start with this. Wi-Fi, M5Stick. I don't need the Wi-Fi, do I? Isn't that already brought in? Setup. Let's define my switcher, which is, let's see, this one's going to be 10, 11. What is a good range for this? 199, 199. My ATEM is, what is this one? 10, 11, 209. Andy says, have you just leaked your Okta access token? Yeah, that was my sample, my demo from yesterday's workshop. And you can have that access token. I don't care. It doesn't do anything. It is for a sample code that I was writing yesterday, and it literally doesn't do anything. Color pickers. Okay, here's our color definitions. This is great. Gray, green, and red. Now you're going to know my Wi-Fi password. I don't think I care because you're not here. Camera number, LED pin. Don't know what those do yet. Camera number 4. Should I do it on 4? No, I'm going to do it on 3. I am curious to see if I can make it so that when you press the button, it like changes the camera number that it's assigned to. Okay, serial begin. Wi-Fi begin. Connect to Wi-Fi. That's a good thing to do when we start up. And then begin LED. I don't see an LED on here. But sure. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know where it is. We'll find out, I guess. Set it to output digital right off. Turns off the LED. Okay. And then begin the connection to the switcher. And I guess I will leave this stuff out. Because, yeah, okay, we're doing it down here. The LED is in the case on the top corner. Oh, I see it. Okay. And now we are going to copy in the loop. Oh, we're going to copy in this draw label function. So draw label is going to, what are we doing? Screen color, label color, LED value. So turn on the LED or off. Okay, so this is just going to fill the screen, set text, draw the string. I'm assuming draw string is like, these must be all of the, like setting the text size and stuff manually. So we'll go ahead and delete those. Going to get rid of, oh, I'm going to leave these because these are for the buttons and I want to be able to read the buttons later. We don't want to do that. And we don't want to do, oh, there's an IR here. This is a cool little thing. Gosh, okay. We'll leave the button press debugging in the loop because I want to be able to add that later. And let's see if this does it. Okay, so what I just pasted, oh my God, where'd it go? Loop, there it is. Check for packets, respond to them, keeping the connection alive. I guess we can get rid of the delay since that's gonna add enough delay. Right, checking the state of the previous tally. If it's program but not preview or program and preview, then it's red. Black background. What's low? LED value low. That seems backwards, but okay. Preview is green background, black text. Yep. High, which I assume, I guess it's going to turn it off. Find out. Now let's see what happens. Run. Go, go, go. I need like some dramatic music for this part. A lot more to compile now that it's doing like all of these things. Connecting, flashing, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. Drum roll. Camera's too close. Holy crap. That actually worked. And my camera is in fact, my ATEM is in fact on input 3. Switching that off. Oh, it's really dark. You can't really see it there. Kind of see it. It's a very light gray text. I kind of want to make that brighter. And then if I switch to camera 3, I switch off. Totally working. Totally working. That's awesome. Okay, that went better than I expected, honestly. So now, Andy says, the reference says the tally should be yellow if the source is being recorded, but I have no idea how to get the info whether the ISO is recording a source. Oh, that's a good point. That might not be in the in this Arduino library. That might be the problem here because this hasn't been updated for the ISO, and the other ATEMs don't support recording. So if they haven't added that to the library, then I would, yeah, it wouldn't be, may not be accessible in this library. So we could try to see what's actually coming back over the wire and see like what this function does, and then see what happens if we can get the info about whether it's being recorded. Of course, I don't want to stop it recording, so that might I may have. I am recording, so I'll get the value of recording, but I won't be able to see what happens if it's not recording unless I stop recording, which is not necessarily what I want to be doing. So, okay, let's see if we can go. Let's see if we can figure out where this function is defined and what is doing. Oh, what happens if you're using true preview program? That's a good point. That's right. I was only showing on air, off air. So let me go switch my ATEM into preview program mode, which I should be able to do. Oh, no, it's in the setup app. So if I go and do program preview, then switching to 3, now you can't see it unless I do that. So now if I go, let me switch off of that camera. Yeah, now you can see it's green. That is not bright. I want that to be brighter. What green did they use? They used a very dark green. I'm going to brighten that up. So they used, okay, I'm not sure I like it in preview program mode when it's just me switching this. They use 64, which is dark green. So I want to brighten it up. Maybe not to the bright as the red, but let's go to like 160. Now I need to convert that to hex. What is this link? Sure. Just give me your converter. I feel like, okay. What are we doing? Red, green, blue. So we're doing, this is what I want. This is what I want. I want, good Lord. I bet somebody's made a converter for this. Hex to, what are we doing? Hex to RGB 888, UINT 8. Hex color to RGB 888 converter. Oh, Andy says he runs this on 30%, otherwise the battery drains. Yeah, I forgot these even had a battery. I completely forgot these little things have a battery inside of them. That's cool, though. Converting colors. I want to do 128. Oops. Let's try this. That looks great. RGB 136. Where's my, oh, they don't have decimal. 34816. What the heck kind of hex code is this? Oh, 4 is 128. I guess that makes sense because I was doubling that. Thanks. I don't know how you did that. What is this? What is this code? I don't understand these colors. I mean, I could read the whole explanation, but that's too much math. Forget it. That'll be a little brighter. Red's nice and bright. Define. Yellow. We need some red and some green. I don't think the colors are right. The codes are right. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know what this is telling me. RGB 565. Oh, it is a converter. Thanks. Okay, here's the yellow. That's what I wanted. Okay, now we've got a yellow. So can we figure out where that function is defined that is going to tell us which what state the thing is in? Get program tally. Let's find that function. Okay, here it is. It is return get tally by index flags. Where is this defined? Here it is. Get tally by index. Sources 0 to 20. ATEM tally by, God, these names of functions. Where is this function defined? Oh, that's a array. Okay. So here's where it's getting the data from the ATEM. Got it. Okay. Let's, what I'm assuming is going to be happening is that like it's sending some, let's see, ATEM control protocol. I know they have some documentation on this. And is it this one? Tommy says you should just use an Aperture 300D Mark II as your tally light at 100% power. It'd be fun. So if I start using the other one, the tally arbiter, then I could 100% start doing that stuff because I can tie it into my home automation system. That could be fun. Now I'm highly amused by this idea. Okay, the tally seems to be this. Tally by index. So tally, first byte is the index, and then the next two are the flags. So it's bit 0 and bit 1, which means if how would you do this in a backwards compatible way? If Blackmagic is sending an additional state, they would have to be also backwards compatible with this so that tallies keep working. So are there extra bytes coming in? Or I guess the whole byte, right? So they're only using 2 bits of it. So maybe there's an additional bit being used. So can I just output that whole byte? That's what I want to try to do. I want to output the whole byte that the ATEM is sending and see what it looks like. Because there should be extra bits in there if we're only using 2 of them. Right? So, okay. So what's it doing? It's doing, I've got that. Here is the, that must be the 2 bits it's pulling off. So I should be able to check a 3rd bit here. How am I gonna, oh, ATEM debug. How do I do this? I want to define, I want to do this. I want to turn on ATEM debug so I can output this stuff. Okay, this is sources less than 20. Wait, what? Less than 20. Tally, oh, this is writing a whole. So the question is, first I need to turn on debug. Let me do just that. I'm gonna turn on debug so I can see this in the console. So would I be doing that in my code or in this library? Tommy is smart, if true. Hack it. These are compiler flags, not commented out. So, because we're in C++. So I can just take them out. Oh, wait. What is debug? Why does it not do? Yeah, if ATEM debug has a pound sign, which is a compiler if, not a code if. It's got to be defined somewhere, right? Or do I just have to define it anywhere? I've forgotten all of my C. I guess I can just define that anywhere, huh? Let's just do it here. Yeah, Tommy, I only tried C++ for a day, then went back to PHP. That's how I felt. I tried C++ back in the day. And then I discovered PHP, and I was like, this makes a lot more sense. Makes a lot more sense. Okay. Oh, shoot. Where was I? I was looking for that. So we should be able to, we should see this now. Let's compile it, I guess, and see what happens. Is this going to recompile the Arduino library itself? It should, right? It's taking a while, so I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming it's... No, it's not a comment. The pound sign is not a comment here. Okay, now... What did I just do? Oh, right, I'm in preview mode. No, I'm not seeing it. Define ATEM debug 1. Is that going to work better than true? Worst case, delete the if statements. If this doesn't work, I'm deleting the if statements. And then we should be able to see serial output. Oh. Temp is checking if it's changed. So it's only going to output on changes. That's good. So yeah, Arduino takes some time. Yeah, it does. This is not for the faint of heart. I'm not seeing stuff in the console when I'm switching these. So I'm going to take out the conditionals completely. Just debug. It could be that it's not recompiling that. That's the other thing that could be going on here. We'll see what happens if this one does. If I don't see, oh yeah, the other part is I don't know what this if serial output equals 80 thing is. Go, go, go. It worked. Okay, check it out. Now I'm seeing ATEM tally by index flags. Stop. Okay, turn off auto scroll. A1 equals 0. What did I press? Let me press 3. That's the same thing. 2. Do I get something different? Yes. Okay, it flipped. 0, 2. What am I looking at here? ATEM tally. Do I care about the... Oh, it's only printing out the flags. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not seeing this one. Flags. A equals... It must be the input number. It must be 0, 1... Yeah, I think it's... Oops. I want to show you the top down. Yeah, okay. I think it's 0, 1, 2. Because as I'm pressing... I was pressing 2 and 3, and I'm seeing A equals 1, A equals 2, and it's showing me 0 or 2. 2 must be on. So the value of that was tally by index tally flags for that input. So that value is being set here as packet buffer 2 plus the input number. A is the source number. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Packet buffer 2 plus that. Oh, I'm trying to build this data structure in my head about what it's actually sending. It says, oh, we're looking at tally by source now. Okay. So this may not work. Let's see, 2 bytes video source. Okay, yeah, video source list. Tally flags, bit 0. Yeah, there are still more bits here. Okay. Bit 0, bit 1. So why is it doing... Why is it doing this 2 plus A? Is that this byte offset? What do you suppose the odds are I can output this whole thing? I want to turn that into ideally a string of hex characters, not just the byte, because it'll look messy. Yeah, Lucas, I am seeing this, like we can see over here, right? This is from this code. So I just want to add, I want to see what the whole contents of this is. Oh, I see. There's the first bit. Or is it a byte? I think it's a bit. 2 is the offset of after this. So I've got 0, 1, and then it's giving me the state of all of the inputs as presumably a... Oh, this must be bytes. What's packet buffer? Where was that set? Because if it's a... Because the protocol says it was bytes, meaning... oh, that's way up there, huh? That's like in the input. Packet buffer. Okay, if it's setting letters, that means it's doing whole bytes. So, yeah, that means in this there might be more zero two. I have a feeling. Craig says A is the byte index into the source array. It adds 2 jump over that int 16. Yeah, it's jumping over that, which is the, yeah, that int 16. And then I have a feeling that we might see a different value than 2 if I'm not recording. We might just see 1. So I guess I'm just going to do that and then see what happens. Clear this. And I'm going to, let's see. I wish I can get rid of those little things. There's 0, 2, 2, 0. So if I stop recording and now press it, oh, dang, it's still 2. Darn, okay, that didn't work. I was hoping that was going to work. Because this is showing me the full byte at that offset. So I was hoping that there would have been more than just the 2 bits there being used. So that's apparently not what's happening. That's what we just ruled out. Okay. So what we just ruled out was that the way that they've implemented record tally is not by extending this. Okay. That is progress. That is progress. That's something. Vincent says I've been lost for an hour. Check back in the final recording. Vincent, the good news is the actual process of getting this up and running was actually extremely quick because I basically just copy and pasted a bunch of code from this other blog post. This one, no, this one, no, this one. And now I'm just trying to reverse engineer the Blackmagic protocol to figure out how they implemented the record tally, which is not for the faint of heart. Let's see, ATEM control protocol record. Has anybody else done this? Camera control, tally light. Don't they describe their own protocol on their website? I thought they actually had. What version of the ATEM firmware am I running? I'm running the latest. 8.5.2 or whatever that is, because they fixed stuff in it. Companion has a button for recording, and it reads recording time. Okay, so Companion did something. We could go look at their source code. But I thought they documented the protocol here. So let's see if they have it in here. No, this may not be the right one. That's the one I was looking before. Developers. Here we go. That's right. They don't document the protocol. They ship an SDK. That's right. I'm annoyed by that, but we'll just oh, come on. You already have all my info. What feature should we add? Document the protocol. If you would let me choose that button, I would. They have an Arduino Shield, which is documented. Interesting. Let's see what happens when I register for this. You gonna let me through? Wow, this is really broken. Oh, there it is. I can't scroll in this window. Does this say I can't reverse engineer it? I hope it doesn't. Okay. Blackmagic ATEM. SDK. What's in here? Mac OS samples include. Aha! There's a header and a bunch of files. Yes, this is going to be a mess. Does that string appear? No. What am I looking for? Maybe I'm better off looking at the Arduino. Was there an Arduino thing in here? Samples? Switcher panel. Oh, it's an Xcode project. Gosh. What's in this? Basic switcher control, interface reference. One of the things I really want to do is tap into the audio volume report to be able to do auto switching based on the volume of the inputs. So when someone's mic from camera 1 talks, it switches to them. I think that'd be really cool. And I know that it reports audio events, like the volume level events, because you can see the volume level in the software. So you should be able to react to that, which would be really cool. there's what's in here. This is a little easier to read. And tally. Tally changed. Program preview. They don't even mention record tally in the docs. Hyperdeck tally. Interesting. Let's go see what what was it? The Arduino? Hey, it's John. No, Raspberry Pi. That was the one. No, it wasn't Arduino Shield. There we go. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Okay, what else is in here? ATEM live production switchers. Software, hardware. This may be a fruitless effort at this point. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it works. And it does the job. So now that's a better green. Green, and then when I switch over to that angle, it is red. So it is working. For some reason, the camera is blowing out the red. It's actually a nice red color, but it doesn't look red in this angle. I mean, it works. I'm not sure I can get the record tally out of this though. So I might have to, I guess we could look at companion source and see what they're doing. That's the last option I'm going to try. Okay, if I can't find it in the companion source, then I'm giving up. And then I want to see if I can run it on the little one. This is also an ESP32, so it should do something. Companion. Let's go to just their GitHub and see if we have ATEM. And let's just download the whole thing. And open this up. Yes, just let me in. Okay. All sorts of fun stuff in here. Models, TV Pro, Mini Pro, ISO, same as the Mini Pro. Is there anything mentioning tally in here? Does this extend something? Does it extend the base ATEM? Let's search tally. No, let's search the whole thing for tally. Tally by source. Yep. Tally. Okay, here's some stuff. Tally feedbacks. Tally by source. Change colors from mixer program tally. Foreground, background. I see white and red. There's green. I don't see any yellow. I don't see record tally in here. So let's search for record. Mini Pro recording control. Record, start, stop. Okay. Is there macro recording? No. I want to know if it is recording. Start or stop recording. Okay. So it's not doing it as a tally. It's doing it as its own event. Record status. is recording. Yeah. So there's somehow they're setting that somehow they're setting that bit recording. And that's not going to be in the other docs. So dot recording. How do I check for this? Model dot record. This is feedback.ts. So somehow, recording false. Where is it setting recording? I don't even know what language this is. This is weird. I guess it's TypeScript. I don't like it. Set recording setting. No, is recording. Macro. No, not macros. Record status. Record duration. ATEM command batching. And then it's just a bunch of setting the recording false. So oh, and then here's some preset buttons. So it is able to grab recording status. How is it doing that? Why is nothing in this code is, I don't see anything in here. Did you see record ISO somewhere? Oh, yeah. That's actually the one I want to look for, not recording. So, but what I'm looking for is how is this being set? That's what I want to know. Where is it setting record ISO? Because that should let me know, that should let me know what byte to look for. Record ISO true. This could also be the in my ATEM, this checkbox is what that is probably reflecting. So that's really what I'm looking for. I need to do, oh, they use the npm library. Thank you. That is a good point. ATEM npm. Let's see where ATEM connection. That sounds like the one. Yes. Okay. Cool. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to click. Download this. And open that. What did I just download? TV automation. So somewhere in here, state recording. I guess I need to check if ISO is enabled and if recording status is on. Streaming, recording, yeah. Oof. Ooh, this is getting ugly. Okay. Record. Recording. State recording, yeah. Recording state properties. Send command, request recording duration. Set recording settings, send command. Aha, there's a commands folder. There we go. RTMD, that's what I was looking for. This is getting ugly. I should be able to, theoretically, add this to the Arduino library by looking for that. I don't know if I know enough C++ to do this. Recording time available is int32. And then, Oh, it even gives you the volume name. Right. Okay. Status. This is what I would need to translate into C++. Does not sound like fun. That does not sound like fun. That would be in this one. RTMD. Yeah, it's not in here. So I would have to add. I have to add that in. I don't think I'm going to do this. This is too much. This is too much work. So yeah, let me back up. What am I doing? What am I doing? I have just copied a bunch of code into this, and it is now a tally light. So if I preview 3, which you can't see, but I guess you can kind of see my green lights lit up here on the ATEM. This turns green. If I have it previewing a different one, it turns dark. And if I bring camera 3 on air, then it turns red. That's pretty cool. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to get record tally working, because that was just like a half hour wasted, I'm going to make it so that I can press the button on the side to change which camera this represents. That way you can just flash the same firmware on all of these things, and then you can not have to like program each one to be a certain camera. That feels like something I can accomplish. So let me go, and that's what we're going to do. And then we'll see where we get. So back to this. The way this was working, this was code that I mostly just copied. And what I want to do is, I've got these button press events that are listening for. So if I press, like, let me auto scroll. If I press this, you can see it's outputting it in the logs. Where's that RP ID coming from? Let me get rid of that. Oh, I bet it's from my other debug. I bet it's from when I turned that on. Let's get rid of that. And what was my other? No, I'll leave the other one in there. Fine. Okay, let's upload that and see if that clears out that noise. So what I want to do is, when a button is pressed, I want to increment the camera number that it thinks it is. Multiple libraries are defined for, oops, I typoed something. $11.56. I left out, oh, right, I was trying to, I was in the middle of adding a print line. So somewhere in here is a hard-coded camera number. I think it was up at the top, camera number 3. So what I want to do is start at 1, and then every time the button is pressed, I'm going to increment camera number up till 4, and then reset it back to 1. So, and now I forget if those were 0 indexed or not. What was it before? It was 3, so they're 1 indexed. Okay. Which one is button A? Oh, it's still doing the little debug things. Oh well. I'll just make it the big button on the front. So when I press that, it's going to change the camera number. If button A was pressed, then we're going to say camera number ++. No, camera number is camera number +1 mod 4 +1. Is that right? Because I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 +1 mod 4 would give me 0, 1, 2, 3. So I have to add 1 to that. And then we're going to, then it will check the new tally number and draw the label of the current state, where is it drawing the camera number? Draw label. Okay, so that should do something. Let's see if that works. Flashing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And resetting, it's on 1. Why does it think it's active? That's not good. Let me cut to that. So 1, it thinks 1 is active right now. It's not doing what I want. I should be debugging this. So I should debug. You know what I'm gonna do is go back to my ATEM setup and turn back on stay on with transition. Okay. Now I should be able to do no. Let me take it out of no, I'm leaving in preview program mode. Okay. What I want to do is see if my serial.println new camera number is can I add strings in Arduino land? Let's just see if my counting is right, because that could be what's wrong. Oh, wait, this changed to a 3. This did change. It's probably only writing the label if the state changes, and the camera number is not part of the state. That's what it is. I'm still going to confirm that I'm counting right from 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 0, 1, 2, 3. What did you just do? Error opening serial port? Oh, it's fine. 1. No, something is wrong. Why is it doing this? Maybe I can't add a string. Serial.print, new camera number, serial.print line, camera number. So that would be, it starts at 1, then it goes to 2. Mod 4 is 2. Oh, I don't need to add 1. I need to do camera number -1. You know what? Wait, okay. It's at 1, then it goes to 2. Mod 4 is still 2, then it goes to 3. Then it goes to 4, but mod 4 brings it to 0, which I actually want to be 4. Okay, any ideas? How do I do a mod 4 but from 1 to 4 instead of 0 to 3? I can just do like if camera number is 0, then camera number is 4. And the next time it'll add 1, bringing it to 5, which will mod 4 to 1. That should work. I don't like it. Okay, go. Oh yeah, and I still need to make it. Oh no, that should work because it'll check the previous. No, that's just checking the state. So I do need to add if the camera number changed in here as well. So I'm going to add int. It's a job for a ternary operator. That might work. Camera number previous is camera number. Okay, so now it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it is working. It skipped 1, 2, 3, 4. It's because of the state change. So I do need to do this thing of camera number previous. Why would they capitalize that one? I don't agree. Okay, camera number previous. And then here I'm going to do camera number previous is camera number. And then here I'm going to say if camera number is not the same as camera number previous, or the program or preview tally changes. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not where I wanted that at all. I want it here. So if something changed, either the camera number or the program or preview tally state, then update the state, which will now draw the new number. So let's try that. With any luck, it's going. Go, 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 go. Okay. 1, 2, which is off. Wish I had a view that showed me the ATEM and this thing. I kind of do. My overhead might work. Here. So here's my ATEM. 2 is red. 3 is green. 4 is off. 1. Ooh, that's not good. Why is 1 red? 2 is red. 3 is green. 4. Something is wrong with that. Why would it be doing it? It's counting it right. It's checking the camera number. It's reassigning the camera number in the loop. Okay. It reassigns the camera number in the loop if the button's pressed. Then it, ignore those. Gets the packet from the ATEM. Then it gets program preview tally from the new camera number, right? And then it says if the camera number changed, then draw the label. Why is it? Oh, ha! You're right. It is working. Okay. You're right. I have a key, picture in picture, because if I am live, yep. Nice. Good catch. Thanks. So when my picture in picture is off, yeah, it's green because it's in my preview. And if I turn it on, it then turns red. So it is working fine. That makes sense. That is fair. It is in fact on. I was just thrown off because this button is not red, which I guess is also technically true. Because this is not actually reflecting the tally light of the camera. This is reflecting the input button state. Okay. Cool. So it works. So I can now I'm on camera 1, camera 2, which is my overhead, which is that one. Camera 3 is off. Camera 4 is in preview. And this works. So yeah, in this mode, this is connected over to my Wi-Fi, talking directly to the ATEM. And that means that there is a limit on the number of these things I can have in this setup, which is the downside of this approach. However, I don't need anything else. And oh, the other cool thing, these things have a battery in them, so I can actually just unplug it, and it's still live. So that's pretty cool. And I don't know how long the battery lasts, but that's something. But the reason I wanted to have that that feature of being able to change the camera number, because now I can just plug in this other one and flash the exact same code onto this and not have to worry about changing my code to hard code that camera number. So let's go ahead and see if this works. Compile that and everything else. So this is the exact same code, which means you can just have a stash of these, and then could not open port. Oh, it must be a different port. port. It got a different serial number. Yeah, so you can just like have a whole stash of these and write the same program onto them that way. And that way you don't have to like change a code, keep track of which one's which. And I think that's a lot better. So what I will do is I will put the changes I made to this in on GitHub, because it was just a little bit of button press code, but there is some extra code in there. I copied it mostly, honestly, from the sample app that came with this thing. All right, now I've got camera 1, camera 2. And if I... Oh, that battery wasn't charged very well, was it? I did not charge these up ahead of time. That would have been smart. Camera 1, camera 2. So if I switch over to camera 3, then they are both now in the preview because my key is also active. And if I turn off my key in the preview, it goes away like you'd expect. And then switch back. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's working great. And yeah, the links to these little things are in the description box. They're not expensive, which is pretty cool. I'm a fan. Mark says, how do you get the ATEM to light the preview button green? Mine doesn't behave that way. Yes. So what you have to do is go to the ATEM setup app. And in here, you have to change the switching mode to program preview instead of cut bus. So cut bus means whatever button you press on the ATEM, it's just going to switch right then. And program preview is the mode that we saw where when you press the button on the ATEM, it first goes into preview and then you have to press cut or auto. Honestly, I actually like cut bus better for dealing with the physical ATEM because it's just easier for me to, as a one-person operator operating my own show, it's easier to just be like, now I want to show you the side camera, and there it is. And it's just there. Also, when it's in this mode, it can keep the picture-in-picture keyer on with transition. So now my picture-in-picture stays, and I can still change my other cameras. Yeah. Clifford says, when input 1 is picture-in-picture, could the label display as 1P so you know it's picture-in-picture? I don't know if that state is reflected in that. Is that reflected in? I'm not sure if because it's looking for the tally info. So it's reading a packet that says, is this camera on air? You would have to, you could do it, but you'd have to it would be really complicated because you have to go look at the state of the upstream keyer, figure out what camera that's set to, check if the actual button is not on, but that is. So you can do it. I'm not going to do it. That's too much. That's too complicated. Patrick says, can you also send commands to the ATEM or only listen? You can send commands, which gives me an idea. Maybe we should try this. Maybe we should let camera operators change the program. So what I'm going to do is, let's go back to the code here. This will be fun. I'm going to switch it so that camera B is the side button, which is, yeah, button B is the side. There's a little button on, give you this camera instead. So this is button A, which is the one I was looking at, which now changes the camera number. This button on the side isn't doing anything yet. So what I could do is make the side button change the camera number, which is a little bit, makes a little bit more sense. And then, because it's not something you're going to do very often. And then this front button, I could make it actually cut to that camera. which is like, I don't know when you want to do that, but it sounds like fun. So let's try it. So I'm going to change this to, I'm going to move this down to button B was pressed. And that's going to change the number. Button A is going to switch. It's going to actually do a cut in the ATEM. Could you have a long button pressed to change camera? You can. That's going to require a lot more code because, so the way this Arduino stuff works, it's like this function is called loop, and basically this function runs constantly. It's just like always running until like it goes through, gets to the bottom, it's done, then it starts back at the top. And that's just running all the time. So what this is doing is this is saying if the button is currently pressed, then it will then do stuff inside. So what you have to do is if it's currently pressed, count, like add a counter, and then if it is pressed for a certain number of times through the loop, that's a long press, right? And then you could do an action. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Let's see let's try it. Let's see. So int button B count is 0. So button B count. If button B was pressed, then we're going to just increment this. And if it's not pressed, we're going to say it's 0. And then I'm going to move all this to if button B count is greater than, I don't know, let's try like 100. Because this runs pretty quick. Then we do that, and then we reset button B count is 0. That might do it. Let's find out. Andy says the operator should get a panic, get away from my source, I'm not ready button. That's like a reverse tally. It's like, don't cut to me now button. There's no feedback that there's no way to send that feedback back into the controller without some additional software. Okay, so if I short press, it doesn't do anything now. And if I hold it down for 100 loops, which I don't know how long that's going to be, then it should change. So let's see. Here we go. Ready, go. Come on. Really? Am I not doing this? How many? Maybe 100 loops is a long time. 100 loops might be too long. I thought these were going to be like, I thought they were going to be like milliseconds. Okay, that's not working. Debug. Hugo says, can you add a label on the screen or flash the LED when the camera is on preview? So when it's on preview, it turns green. That's already in here. I just don't have my ATEM in the preview mode now. I've only have it in cut mode. Well, I guess I do have. No, yeah, it's not reporting preview events when it's not in preview mode. Okay, button count. What did I do wrong? If button was pressed, increment the count. Let's just do this. Serial.print button B pressed, and let's report the counter also, so we can see what it's doing. And then I'm going to do serial.print line reset B counter changing. I'm going to rename this to changing camera number. Clifford says maybe pressing the button only triggers once, so holding won't generate a new action. Now that you mention it, that is very likely what's happening, because this is not the Arduino like read the pin. This is going through the M5 library, which is probably deduping the events already. So I think you're right. But we can confirm that by seeing now the counter. that we get off of this. So when I press the button, oh, it's just flying through resetting because, yeah, no, that's what's happening. You're right. So that plan is not going to work. I would have to. We have to see if we can read the button state instead of finding the button action. So button, M5 core, let's read the docs on this. Is pressed, aha, instead of was pressed. Returns the state of the button the last time red was called. Yeah, that's what we need to do. So was pressed returns it only once when it is pressed. So we can say is pressed. And that should do it. This is probably too noisy. My console's gonna be full of stuff. Let's see if this works. If this works, I'll be very happy. Okay, resetting. There's one. Now I'm gonna do a short tap. Didn't do anything. Good. Short tap, and now a long tap, and I should be going for 100. Oh yeah, check out the console. When I tap it, you can see it flies by real fast. Let me stop the auto scroll. So if I do this and then look at the console, oh my god, it goes by so fast. Oh my god, I can't find it. There, I saw it. No. I need to change my debugging, but I think this is gonna work. So I'm gonna hold this down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, it's doing it. Okay, so 100 is too short. That's what I've learned, because it's like just under a quarter second or so. Let's do 1,000. That's what I was expecting, is like this runs a whole bunch of times a second. And I'm going to delete that because that was noisy. Okay. It's uploading 70, 80, 90, 100, and rebooting. Okay, so camera 1. Short press doesn't do anything. Long press, it's down. Aha! Okay, that's pretty good. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then if I keep holding it down, it'll keep incrementing, which is what we were saying before. It was just very fast. So now if I keep holding it down, it's going to go rotate. So it's because, yeah, it does reset after the number is hit. I would have to add more state to prevent it from incrementing again if the button hasn't been lifted, which I don't think is worth it, because honestly, like now that the delay is so long, if I hold it down, I can see it change, and there's enough time for me to let go of the button without risking hitting it again. If that makes sense. So when it was only 100, it was happening so quickly that by the time I saw it change, I might not have enough time to get my finger off the button before it made it through another 100 loops. So now that it is at 1,000, I hold it down, I can see it change, and it gives me plenty of time to release the button. And now it works. So cool. Okay. Next, let's see if we can make it switch the program input to that camera number when I press the big front button, just for fun. So I need to go look at the Arduino library, and there is a, ooh, that's not what I want. Where is it? I know that there's a way to do it. So ATEM switcher, where are the docs for that? The docs for that are going to be, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need the protocol, I don't need their official one, I don't need the node thing. It's got to be in, it's got to just be in their headers. Okay, so if I go back to switcher begin, ATEM switcher connect. There's a, I should be able to look at the header files, right? And see the functions here. Yeah, get program tally, change program input. That's the one. So this is probably going to be the 0 indexed. Yeah, okay. Now I do want to use was pressed because was pressed is going to only run once, even if I hold the button down. So if that is pressed, then I'm going to say ATEM switcher dot change program input to camera number -1 because I believe those are 0 indexed instead of counting from 1. So let's try that. Uploading. Uploading, writing. So I do want to leave the stream up after this is done. However, I think I want to edit this down because I want to cut out the whole half hour we wasted trying to reverse engineer that protocol. Okay, here we go. So it's on camera 1. So if I press this, okay, that's interesting. I think it may be counting from 1. Let's switch to camera 2. Yeah, okay, it is counting from 1. Switch it to 3. And that should switch over. This is really cool. Okay, so I just need to get rid of the, I need to get rid of the -1. For some reason, input 0 is something. Maybe input 0 is the black source. And he says, another fun idea, blink if not streaming so the talent gets instant feedback the moment it's on air. I like it. I don't think I can do it because the streaming thing only exists in the Mini and this library has been updated to include the Mini. So it would be the same as trying to grab the recording state, which is someone should just update the Arduino library to include that. But that is apparently not something I can do myself because I don't know enough C++ or about how these serial protocols work. Okay, it is on. Let's do this unplugged. That's even better. So it's on 1. That camera is not on autofocus. And if I switch it to camera 2, come on, press the button. Camera 2, which is my overhead. When I press the button, it should switch over to, now I have a remote. Let me update my other one. Oh, I have to change my port. Port. Where's the port? Come on. Yeah. I don't know where the device is. Come on. Where's the port? Really? There it goes. No? Uh-oh. This little one isn't showing up on my computer. Randy says you can use the button to go to black or default still for emergencies. That's an interesting idea. So the if the camera operator is like, no, you shouldn't have cut to me, then they can cut back to something. Okay, let's upload this to this one, and then I should be able to make. Then I should be able to switch cameras with these two. That should be pretty cool. Camera 2 is overhead. This will be on camera 3, which will be my side camera. Maybe a short press of the right button for a waiting screen. Extending the M5Stick with 4 buttons will give you an ATEM remote switcher, says Renee. That is a very good point. And there's a way to do that because it's got all these little, I don't know how to use overhead cameras. It's got all these little, where are they? Connectors on them. So you can add a little breakout thing to this. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this one to camera switch this to camera 3. Okay, and now I have 3. Oh, I should make that. I should hold them in my other hands. This is camera 3. This angle. Camera 2 is my overhead, which is up there. And now I can press the buttons to change the angles, and that's pretty neat. I like it. Good idea. Whoever suggested that, I forget who that was. Good idea. That's pretty fun. Yeah, these little things are cool. I'm impressed. Battery powered, 2 buttons. Also, I will say one of my biggest challenges with doing any of this kind of stuff is that I've bought a bunch of these little Arduino or esp32 things before, and they're a lot of fun, but then I always get stuck, like, what do I put them in? Like, I need to make a case for them. And that is, then I have to make a case, and I don't have a 3D printer yet. I'm going to solve that problem soon. Then I have to learn 3D modeling. So I usually just I actually usually just take like the case that it comes in and then just poke holes in it with a screwdriver until I can shove whatever I need into it. And that's why I like these little things, because they come in a case, and they're it's like already done. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very pleased with my little two input switcher control. Okay, that was more successful after I stopped trying to reverse engineer the protocol and just use the libraries that it came with. Let's try these, because we still have a little bit of time. Tommy says, Aaron, you should make a little API for reviewers to change one of your cameras on a live stream. It would really boost engagement. You can already change my background colors, although you can't see this one in the stream. Oh yeah, you can. It's that one. No, you can't see it because it's cut off. There it is. That's that light that changes colors with super chats. But I could make a little, I could make a little API for people to actually change camera angles or something. It'd be kind of fun. Andy says, I would rotate them 180 and glue a cold shoe on the top. Oh, yeah. That way it doesn't block the USB. So if you did need to power it, there is room for a cold shoe right there. So, okay, let's do it. We need to rotate the text. So that is going to be hopefully not too much work. We need to do, I saw a rotate thing in here. I get rid of the yellow. We're not doing that. We are going to do super chat color changing. Tommy, you should do it. It's super easy if you have hue lights. It's all rigged up through if this then that. Otherwise, use the YouTube API and program it yourself, which I keep meaning to do, but it's been working fine, honestly. I thought I saw somewhere in here a screen rotation definition, and I'm realizing that now may have been in the code I deleted, which was in the examples of this, which is in M5Stick esp32. Oh gosh, where did I grab this from? It was where was it? I totally forgot. Maybe it's in my recent. Yeah, that's the one. This is the one that is just like sample code that comes with it. So set rotation, that's the one. 0, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what these are. Let's translate this. Oops. Google Translate. On button B. Oh, that's an interesting way of describing the rotation. So what button B is that side. So I want the other one. I want this one. What does this say? below button B. Below button B. That sounds like the right one. So 3. So I should be able to do in the setup, M5 begin, set rotation to 3, and that should rotate the screen to be this way. And then I'm going to have to, where's the text? 1540. Yeah, each one is 90 degrees. I was just trying to figure out which one's 90. And I was assuming that it would be described as being 90 degrees, but apparently it's not. It's described as below button B. Tommy, hook up silly string cans to a couple of servos, make it so the super chat covers your studio in that stuff. Sounds like a disaster. No, I actually have seriously been considering hooking up to a fog machine, though. One of those, not fog machine, one of those like smoke machines for effects that would be behind me that would just like shoot up smoke jets behind me, which in like this shot would be, I think, pretty cool. Just suddenly like whoosh, smoke appears. I've done a lot of research into that, more than I should have, in terms of like looking up DMX control and stuff like that. So, but no, we're just gonna get this text rotated for now. So I'm guessing that this 15 and 40 is X and Y. So, what was the size of the screen? It was like, it was 80 by 160. So I've only got 80, so I probably don't need to go down the whole 40. I probably need to go down. This also is probably too big now, so let's shrink that. And let's try just like 10. And then we need to go way farther from the left. So that'll be like, let's try like 60. See what happens. And it should look like this. And once this uploads, it should turn red. Right, I plugged in the other thing, so I have to change the port again. It should turn red because input 1 is in fact on air. You could add a long press of the big button, which activates dip to black. Yeah, because right, I can do long press as well as the short press. Thumbs up for the fog machine. Oh, okay. That was something. It's close. Apparently, I did it. I read their translation wrong. So that's interesting. Below button B apparently means the opposite of what I thought it meant. So I'm going to switch the rotation to 1, which should be flipping it. And then that is too small. So let's go try font size 7. And it is mostly in the middle, but I want to go a little bit farther. See how that goes. Try that. So I've changed it to font size 7 and X is 65. Fog machine is a great idea. My only worry with the fog machine is this is not a big room, and filling it with particles of hopefully water might not be a good thing for all of the equipment that's in here. Okay. Apparently that fourth number is not font size. Apparently it is font. Now it looks like LCD. That's cute. So that's interesting. Okay, it was 8 before. Let's just try 8 again. I'm recompiling with the same font that was used before, which it doesn't look like it's going to fit. We'll see what happens. Goes 80, 90, 100, and resetting. It will fit. I just need to scoot it up a little bit. Okay. So instead of 10, let's just try 2. How's it's too far to the right, so I'm gonna change that to 55 instead of 65. I wish it was quicker to recompile these things. DMX CO2 cannon, yep. Okay, uploading. Resetting. Sweet. That looks like the exact same size, which apparently was a size created to be a good size for a large number. I like it. Cool. So then, yeah, this button will change it, the camera numbers, and then this will cut to the other camera. Okay, that's cool. Let me upload this to this other one. Now I should be able to hot glue a cold shoe mount. Apparently I have to turn this off and on in order to have it show up on the computer when I switch them. Come on. Go. There we go. There's the port. And upload. Yeah, okay, what else can I do? Long press, short press. Maybe the long press should be the one that cuts to the camera. I'm trying to think of like, how would I use this here? I mean, actually, yeah, it would be pretty cool to have like, because I've got this camera here, right? If I just had this sitting here, I could be like, oh, this is camera 3. So I could just have this sitting here and then be like, oh, I want to show you this camera. So I just tap that camera. That's pretty cool. And then that may be a little bit more awkward for the overhead one. So I don't necessarily want to have to reach up, but I could at least be like, oh, now I want to show you the overhead view. I want to show you the side view. This is cool. Physical buttons for camera control. Overhead, side view. Overhead, side view. I like it. All right. That's pretty good. That was mostly successful. And thanks for the ideas of adding these different button presses to do something. So cool. I think operators learning the Morse code would expand the possibilities. Right. Tap, 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 tap. Tapping out commands to the ATEM in Morse code. That sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen. I am curious to see what these do. So this is a different device. It is got a grid of LEDs instead of a whole like screen. And I don't know why it's not focusing. Maybe it can't focus that close. There we go. So yeah, it's got a whole grid of LEDs instead of a screen. So I should be able to write a giant number with them. But that's going to be different than just like using a font library. So I'm kind of curious to... Oh, I should save this code. This is good code. We're going to make a new project. This is a different device, but it's the same idea. I think it's called the M5 Stack Micro or Nano or Pico or something. So the question is, there's the port. Maybe tidy the code so portrait landscape is selectable at the top. Yeah, I could do that. It sounds boring, but I could do that. Should I do some code cleanup? Defining gray, red, green, Wi-Fi, those we don't need. So I'm going to make everything above here stuff that like you would need to define if you're going to use this. Let's get rid of this. No, we'll leave that there. Okay, those are the libraries. Define your IP address, define your Wi-Fi, and if you want to change the colors, you can customize the red, green, gray if you want. Choose landscape or portrait orientation. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. We're going to say define landscape is 1 and define portrait is 0, and then int orientation is landscape. And then I can say down here, rotate orientation. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's not what I wanted to upload. Shoot. Unplug that one. So plug it back into this one, and let's see if I can select that port. No, I gotta reboot it. So there's a question. The client IP is these little devices or the sending commands to the computer? So yeah, the client IP is there because this needs an IP address on my Wi-Fi. It's actually connecting to my building Wi-Fi. And then this talks directly to the ATEM over my building Wi-Fi. So it is not using the computer at all, which is, I like that. I like that it's not going through the computer. The downside is that the ATEM has a limited number of connections that it can support. So that's the only problem. For 2 buttons, it's fine because I have 2 buttons in my ATEM software. And, oh, Clifford, you're right. Don't forget the drawing and the text change position. Oh my gosh. Jeremy says it's got a 6-axis gyro built in. It can probably determine which side is up. That's a really good point. Why don't we just automate it? Yeah, okay, let's keep reading the docs here. Buttons, system, power IO, system. Begin, update, power off. Oh, that's cool. No. Speaker LCD button sensor. Is this the one? 3-axis gyroscope and 3-axis accelerometer and a magnetometer. Wow. This has got a lot of stuff in it. Okay, so we want to use the 6500, which is the gyroscope. No. Accelerometer. Anyway, 6500. So we're going to bring this in. Then we're going to make that. Do that down here. And then we can wire begin. And then this. Okay. I don't care about that one. I want to say, I don't want to calibrate it. I just want to read. Oh, this is going to get messy. Okay. Read a byte from the, yeah, I can detect being thrown across the room. I can make it so that if you throw it to somebody, it'll change camera angles. Read gyro data. No, we want to read the accelerometer data. Reads the value of the 3-axis accelerometer. Okay. Oh, I guess we need to do this. Connection count to ATEM. ATEM control, companion, 3 tallies for a total of 5. Yeah. That's the limit here. That's the downside. So there was this other approach I was going to try, which maybe I should. is the tally arbiter, which the reason I don't like that option is because that software has to run on a computer, and then that computer connects to the ATEM. So there's only one connection, and that computer then sends commands to these little things. So yeah. This can work on any ATEM, not just the Mini. This is meant to be used for any of the models should work with the same code. Can 4 of them be connected? Apparently not. Apparently the limit of the number of connections to the ATEM is 5. I guess if you aren't using it with anything else, then yeah. But if you have, you can only have 5 things connected to the ATEM. Okay, example. Calibrate, yeah, loop. Read a byte. Read. Okay, so we're in the loop. We're going to say, first thing we're going to do is, if we have accelerometer data, then read the data, get accelerometer, sure. Then we've got X, Y, Z. I don't know which one's which. So we're going to try this. We're going to output all of these to the serial console. Serial.print print X and print the value .AX. Uh, 3D Print Creator says, can you read out all the data from the ATEM and then use a separate device to have more connections? Yeah, that's basically what the Tally Arbiter program does. So that was this one over here, where this thing connects to the ATEM and or actually many other devices, which is cool. And then this, you can send commands to this. That's also actually how Companion works. So like, I guess I could have also just written this all to run through Companion, now that I think about it. But that's the idea, is that there's one thing connected to the ATEM that way, and then your that thing, or which is probably going to be a computer like a Raspberry Pi, can handle as many devices as it can, which is probably a lot more. This is going to be messy, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of data printed out. Oh, I need to bring that in. How do I do that? Libraries. It should have already been there. Why? Oh. Wait. That's not that. That's a different word. What? Is this a different device? This is the one I think that has the accelerometer. I don't know if this one does. Oh, it does. Okay, so why am I reading am I reading the wrong docs? Is that what's going on? M5Stick links to M5Stack. M5Stick, Arduino. Yes. How did I get to this language? Yes, fine. How did I get to those docs? What did I do? Board manager, yes, I did all that. M5Stack. M5Stack is M5Stack. Is that in here? It is. M5Stack. Let's install it. Is that going to let me bring in that utility? Dependencies are the worst thing. Okay. Do I need to bring in that one? Compiling. I think that this is good. It's doing something. I need to go figure out what my other... Oh, I can't have both. So, okay, I'm trying to use two different libraries here. What's going on? And where do I get this MPU 9250 for the M5 stick, not the stack? The little one's the stack. This one is the stick. So yeah, apparently utility, this thing is not correct. And I need to figure out why. So in the example I found here, which is, it's saying bring in that header, which is not the one I'm using. I'm using the M5Stick.h, 6c.h. Okay, M5Stick C, and then I want to search for that chip name of the... No, I didn't mean M5 Stick C. See? Okay, I'm very confused. Maybe if I do the same thing I did before, it'll work. If I go look at examples and then look for, where was the M5 Stick C? Advanced. Display basics. What was that chip? MPU 9250? Games. Hat. Unit. Where is the... No. Advanced? Display? No. Basics? What's 6686? Aha, this looks like what I want. Okay, this is better. I'm going to copy from this. Let's get rid of that. M5 Stick C. I'm going to get rid of that. Actually, no, I'm going to say orientation is 0, portrait by default. And then we're going to, where is my loop? Setup. Do I need to do anything with the, yes, I need to init this. Get rid of this. Apparently that was a different chip. So M5 6886 init. 6886 is the number that's on the back of this when it says accelerometer on it. I think I was looking at the docs for this little one. Get accelerometer data in the loop. Get out of here. Get accelerometer data. And then we're going to not print it to LCD. We're going to do serial.print. Is there printf? Yeah, let's do that. Print out the accelerometer values. Do I need to define those? I do. Floats. Okay. Cross your fingers. Yeah, you'll need X and Y. I actually only need one of them, I think. We'll see. It is compiling. Geez, get out of here. Did I do, I don't need that. Compile. Compiling takes so long. I guess it's because it's bringing in a whole new library, so it's taking a while. least I have some coffee. Uploading. Connecting. Okay, we should see a bunch of stuff spewing into the console in a second because it's going to be outputting the accelerometer data. Wow! There we go. So this way, X is about 1,000. I wish I could show you the... Oh dear, something went wrong with the screen. This way, X is about 0. Anything from 500 to negative 500. And this way is anything from 500 to, 500 to 1,000. This way is changing Z. So I don't care about that one. I don't care about this direction, which seems to be, oh, that's X. Is this X? No. Which one's which? It's flat on the table, facing up. Y is about 0, and now it's rotated negative 1,000, positive 1,000. Okay. I'm just looking at the numbers coming off of this, trying to figure out which direction corresponds to which. Yeah, okay. I should be able to tell all 4 orientations. So I should be able to say, like, if X is greater than 500, or that times 1,000, greater than 500, why don't I just do 0.5? Then orientation is, what was that? 0? No, 1. Did I forget something? Jeremy's saying m5.imu.init. What's IMU? That's not the one we're using. M5IMU. Docs homepage, stick, 6-axis IMU. Yeah, I don't know what you're telling me to do, Jeremy. So okay, if that X value is greater than 0.5, I'm going to say the orientation is 1. Else, if X is, if I hold it this way, I'm looking at the first number that's scrolling by. It's like below 500 to negative 500. So if it's greater than negative 0.5, then orientation is 0. So let's just try those two. And let's try, something went wrong also. It's not showing me the number anymore. It's showing me this, which I must have copied something in from oh right, I need to change this. If orientation is 1, we do this. Otherwise we go back to the other numbers, which I forgot what they were. It was like 15 and like 45 or something. We'll see what happens. Let's try it. I guess if someone wants to scroll back to the stream and figure out what those numbers were, we could do that, but you can also just guess. I don't know what happened with my drawing on this LCD though. Yeah, I'm making it auto rotate. So the idea is that when I'm holding it in this orientation, it should just switch to that. Otherwise it'll switch to this. Oh, and now I'm realizing that I didn't check the state of the orientation to see if it changed about whether it should redraw. So it did. Okay, it did. 60. Thank you, Clifford. 15, 60, and 8. Great. Change that back to 60. Something is wrong with the LCD because I think it doesn't know the LCD is changed. I don't think oh, that's what I didn't do. Set rotation. So I need to say if orientation previous Jeremy, Jeremy is a few minutes behind, apparently. Well, that would explain why I was confused. Okay. Yeah, I will publish the code when I'm done. If orientation is not the same as orientation previous, then we're going to set that orientation. And we're now also going to add orientation change to the list of things that might cause a redraw. You don't need to check every cycle. That's true. I don't. I'll do that later. It shouldn't hurt. Hopefully I can change the orientation of the LCD on the fly. See if this works. Okay. Cross your fingers. Battery life will fall through the ground when you refresh the rotation sensor that frequently. That's true. I'm not worried about battery life right now. We'll optimize that later. Ooh, it's also redrawing the screen now. I need to... That's interesting. But does it rotate? No. Something is wrong with my code, but it's doing something. Interesting. It stops redrawing like that. Okay. So let's not output all of the changes. Let's say print line or printf orientation changed to %d and then orientation. Now we're going to output this in the console only if orientation changes. We'll see if that is any better. Oh, I see what happened. I forgot to update my state. Orientation previous is orientation. Let's see if this works. Thought there was an if status change. Terrible if you have a shaky hand camera operator. Well, hopefully I'll be able to find values that don't cause it to update unless it like goes super off to one side. We'll see. Okay, resetting and stable. Aha! Look at that. Totally works. If I hold it around the edge, it's going to flicker probably. Yeah. So I need to probably just check it less often, honestly. That is pretty cool, right? Like, come on. So I should not get acceleration data every time through the loop. So let's add a orientation. Yeah, I could I only have it working 2 directions, so like it doesn't rotate in that direction or that direction. It only rotates that way or that way. But I do that because I don't know. I'll deal with the other orientations later. Orientation counter. So what I want to do is only check the orientation if orientation counter is greater than, let's see, 100 was like 1, 2, that's too long. 100 is too long. I want to go like maybe 15 times through the loop. Check 15 times through the loop. And then we are going to get the data, and then we're going to, I can leave that there because, no, I'll just move that code inside the if also. Okay. So this is only going to run like about this often. That should save battery and also make it less glitchy. Change less than 5 and greater than 5 and not in between. You could use micros for loop independent timing. Oh, I always forget that there's that thing there. I don't really know how to use that. Let's see. Do they have examples in Arduino land? Mostly I just copy and paste stuff from here. Nah, this should work fine. Okay. Reset the counter. Oh, thank you. It's like pair programming, except it's like 100 people watching, which is only a little nerve-wracking. It should be doing something. No? Right, the counter, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's still uploading. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh, I didn't increment the counter. So every loop updates the counter. If we get above 15, then we do that thing and reset the counter. Jeez. Uploading. This is the slowest part. There it goes, resetting, and okay. And haha! Now if I have around the edge, it should only flicker every. Oh, that's still quite a lot. So I'm still probably checking too often. Let me. Yes, I can do inline plus plus. Let me change that to like 100. See how that goes. What was my? Oh, right. It was 1,000 for the button press. So I actually probably want more like 200. So I'm changing that to 200 because the button B long press is 1,000, and that's like almost a second. Pair programming doesn't help when people are commenting on 5-minute-old code. It's not 5 minutes. That wasn't that bad, was it? Maybe it was. Okay, hard resetting. And there we go. Now if I leave it on the edge, that's definitely less. But I think I still want to up it. So let's go all the way up to like 500. Jeremy says, if orientation check micros previous is greater than micros plus 1,000. Is that better than running my own counter? I don't understand why that's better. This seems to be working fine. I'm just going to go with this. Why would I want to count micros instead of counting my own counter? I guess it saves a byte of memory or something? Micros is always running. So I don't have to increment my counter. I guess it doesn't feel that different to me. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm okay. This is definitely slowing how often it's flickering. But yeah, the changing the thresholds I do this on would also help here. So, oh, 1,000 micros is always 1 second, no matter how long the loop happens to take. That makes sense. That's a good point. That does make sense. So, orientation, micros previous, and we're going to say if that is greater than micros plus 1,000. So we check once a second, and then we set that to the current time when we change it. Millis, not micros? Okay. Yes, that makes sense. I guess micros was a function, but that would be too quick. So that starts out at 0. It'll be 0. Wait. What? No, that doesn't make sense. Do I have to update this outside the loop? No, I want to keep track of when I did it. I need to set that to a high number so that it runs on the first loop. Yeah. So it's out of date. It is greater than the current time plus 1,000. It'll run. It'll update that to the current time. I think that works. Now I need to checking acceleration. But the other thing to change here is if I change my thresholds to not be on the line. So if I go like, if it's greater than 0.6 or less than 0.4, then if I'm right at the edge, it shouldn't flip flop. Is it possible to set it via an interrupt? It would depend on if I can set a threshold for the interrupt. I don't know. We have to find the docs for that chip again, which was the okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work, is it? Set initial to millis, right? Okay, set initial to millis. Then, if previous plus 1,000, yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. Previous one plus 1,000 is greater than now. This makes more sense. Let's try this. Then we reset it to now when we run. Yeah, millis counting is always confusing. Without time travel, my original suggestion wouldn't work. Okay. Uploading. So we've changed two things. We should be only checking once a second, which I may want to up depending how this feels. And I've added a gap where it won't change unless it changes more than a certain amount. So orientation is fine like this. And then as I rotate, it should eventually flip. Oh no. What did I do? Oh, I see what I did. I changed. I thought that was part of that. No. So if it is less than 0.4 and greater than negative 0.5. Yeah, the interrupt would be less battery consuming. Let's see if there is an interrupt in this M5Stick C 6886. What do I get in here? Not seeing anything. Get data, get data. What's this? It might be this. Disable all IRQ. Yeah, that's what it is. There is a way to do it. That's going to take more work to troubleshoot. Okay. One more time. Rotate. Oh no, come on. Hi, Jay. Oh, from Australia. Awesome. Yeah, I'm doing this stream later than I normally go, I guess. So it's never, I'm not even seeing in my console checking acceleration, which means this is wrong. So I guess I should change that to millis. Previous millis is current time. If that plus, no, that's backwards again. If the current time is older than, if the previous time checked is older, is less than, millis is going to keep going, right? So millis goes forward. My previous check needs to be less than millis that's what it is. Previous plus 1,000. As soon as that becomes less than the current time, I need to check instead of greater than. Why is this so complicated? So, okay, if I upload this, I'm definitely going to edit out the tangent into the trying to figure out the record state. However, should I edit out all these waiting for this thing to compile? Because it's kind of annoying. Okay, now I'm seeing once a second. Check it out. Once a second in the console, it is now reporting that it's checking acceleration. So now I'm finally counting time right. And there's one. That's working. So every second it is checking, and it should also now, as I tip, it shouldn't change until I get far enough, and then it shouldn't change back until I tip far enough back. Yep. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I do feel like, sometimes I get it all right on the threshold. Sometimes it feels like it's lagging. I want to up it a little bit. I want to up it to half a second. I think that'll just feel better. Waiting is half the fun. Maybe it is live. I have a feeling it's not going to be as fun recorded. Okay. This is about all I have time for. So I did not, in fact, get to the little tiny ones. I don't think I'm going to try because I think I'm going to have to bring in a bunch of other libraries according to this because it is an M5 stack, not M5Stick C. So I will save these for a different stream or just do it later. But last try with this. That's pretty good. Let me take it off of the cord. That looks pretty natural. Yeah, I like it. I'm happy. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. Do I dare try to go the rest of the orientations? I have to figure out the right acceleration numbers. So this was greater than 0.6. At some point, it's going to be greater than something. No. X and Y. I have to compare two axes in order to go all the way around. Wait, X? No. It's all one axis. Let's try it. Do I have to... I keep forgetting that every time I do that, I have to reset this thing. Okay. Turn on. And then... Yeah, I found the port. So we don't need that debug statement in there anymore. What I do need to figure out is what the right number is. So I'm going to add that back in. The question is why? Why what? Okay, if the acceleration is greater than 0.6, but it's also going to be then like less than something. I'm guessing like 1. And then we need to... I need to look at the numbers. We're gonna just look at the numbers. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that one. Okay, so it's this way. Uploading, resetting. And okay. So we can see the three numbers. I'm at 30, 50, negative 120. All right. If I rotate this way, now I'm at around 1,000. If I keep going, it goes to... It's the same as this. That's why I'm confused. Okay, so if it is between negative 0.5 and greater than 0.4, I have to also then check the y-axis. Because see how the y-axis is 1,000 here, but then it's negative 1,000 there. So if y is greater than 0, which one is that? Greater than 0, orientation is 0. Otherwise, orientation is, it should be 2. It should be the opposite. Okay. If it is greater than 0.6, which is going to be this, remove y and z. No, but I need the y. That's the problem. I want to get rid of this RPID. That's what's annoying me. Maybe I can find that in the source code here. RPID. Okay, how do I get ATEM debug set? I thought I didn't set the debug in here. I might just comment it out. RPID. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of all this. Okay. Get rid of that. Hopefully that will clear it up. Okay. So no, I need Y. I don't think I need Z. I think Z is an axis I don't care about, but I do need Y because one of the axes is the same whether or not it's flipped. That's hard to comprehend. Go, 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 go. Okay, there we go. So X is hovering around 0, and if I flip it all the way around, X is still hovering around 0. That's the problem. So I need Y in order to figure out if it's... Did it work? It did work. And then this one is now X is greater than 0.6. Y is hovering around 0. If I go this way, X is now... Aha! X is greater than... This. So less than 0.4, greater than 0.5. It is now less. It's less than 0.5. So I can just add an else over here. That should do it. So if it's greater than 0.6, which is this way, it's that orientation. Then as I go here, it's 0. But if I switch it like that, it's checks the y-axis. Am I doing this right? Yeah, I think that does. So let's just try this. Last one, orientation 3. See a 3D print creator. Thanks for coming. Writing. Let's switch over to this camera. All right, 1. Oh, my font. Right, I didn't update the placement. Okay, so it works like that. Works like that. No. Works like that. Works like that. Does not work like that. I need to update my text placement numbers. If orientation is 1, that should work 1 or 3 because that's just the vertical orientation. So let's try this. Almost done. Almost done. Building. Maybe I need like a compiling song where it plays music while it's compiling. Okay. And there we go. Now, 1, 1, 1, 1. Totally works. That's freaking magic. And it changes at a... Oops. That's interesting. So there's a little glitch there when it's like at a weird... When it's like tilted, it thinks it's... Huh. It mostly works. It's only sort of glitching when it's like also tilted at a weird axis. I think it's fine. I think it's fine, honestly. Clifford says you still have... Oh, now that it's flat on the table, it can't figure out what orientation it's in. Because... Yeah, because the X and the Y are hovering around the thresholds. But Z is now different. I don't think I care. I think it's fine. No one's going to... No, I'm going to have this on a table at some point. Cameron says, are you resizing the font when you have additional digits? I'm never going to have more than one digit because I only have 4 cameras, and I'm not going to be using this on an ATEM with more than 9. But I do want to stop it from flipping when it's just on the table, because I will probably be using it on the table. So what do I want to do? I want to say I think I want to make it not change from the last state if the z-axis is what we're looking at, 1,000. Let's see if I tilt it up. So when z is over 1,000, it's flat. So basically, if z is over 1, I don't want to change anything. I just want it to stop however it was. That way, if I have it like this and I lay it flat, it stays that way. If I have it like this and then I lay it flat, it stays that way. So 900, sure, yeah. So I'm going to go up here and say if z, only change if the z is under 0.9. The button should be on the bottom if it's on the table. That was my first instinct, but then I also realized that it actually looks fine on the table when it's like this orientation. Like maybe I want it that way. Maybe I don't want it to be like that on the table. So that was my thought with that. So let's just try this, see if this works. Renee says it's better to do the orientation check only once at power on. That's a thought. Also, want to put a hold timer in case. A hold timer? What's a hold timer? Doing the orientation check once when it turns on, I feel like is a little bit risky, because you may not be holding it in the right orientation when you turn it on. Oh, I could do the check when you change the number. That would be a thought. Trigger it based when you change the camera number on the side. But let's try this. So it's this orientation. I set it down. Now it stays. Or if I go like that and then set it down, now it stays. That's pretty good. Oops, it flipped. Probably because I threw it too hard down. So, oh, you know what I could do is I could do a short press on the side to trigger orientation change. And then long press changes cameras. We're running up against the clock. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move all of this code into a function called set orientation. And then I can either call this here set orientation, or I can just comment that out, and then only if I should be able to do this, if m5.button.b.was pressed, set orientation. And then that should give me my short press. Still gonna, oh, you know what I should do? I should redo this with millis so that I know how long you have to hold it down. Let's do one thing at a time. So I should be able to now tap the side button. Oh, geez. I always forget the parentheses there when I have a function in the if statement. Literally every single time. Okay, compiling. Go, 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 go. Almost out of time. I do have to go at noon. All right, here we go. Resetting. Boot it up. It's here. it is not going to change now automatically. Correct. However, if I turn it like this and then tap the button, it updates. Now it'll stay. Now it updates. That's actually feeling pretty good to me. And then if I long press, it updates the camera. And then this is pretty good. I think I like it. I think I like it better this way. That'll save a lot of battery too, because that way it's not pulling the accelerometer all the time. Sweet. Okay. So yeah, I like it. This is very, very good. Oops. What was wrong with that? Sometimes it just doesn't quite. No, it's good. I like it. Okay. Last thing to clean up is I want to change my button B counter to the millis. So instead, I'm going to say if Clifford says, I prefer maybe the option to auto update. Well, actually, yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we just add a thing up here? So we can say define auto update rotation orientation. And we'll set it to 0. So set this to 1 if you want the orientation to update automatically. And now, save before major change. I should be version controlling this. I'm not right now. So we're going to leave this in here because that's fine. That's cheap. And then we're going to do this. We're going to say if auto update, then we're going to do this. Oops. If we're auto updating, we're going to do that. Otherwise, leaving that shouldn't hurt it, even if auto update is on, because that's just going to trigger an update right then. Yeah, fine. So now if you want to enable auto update orientation, you can by doing that. Let's just double check that compiles. I'm not going to run that. What I am going to do is go down here and change this. So let me just do poor man's version control and drop this into a new file. Okay. What I'm going to do is button B count. I'm going to change that into millis counter. So just like this, if the button B counter plus 500 is less than millis, so if you hold the button down for half a second, it'll change the camera number. And then here we have to say, instead of 0, it is millis. And then button B count. Wait, why are we doing that? Why are we setting it to, oh right, if it is pressed, if it is not pressed, if it's not on, we're going to set the counter to the current time. If it is pressed, we're going to stop changing the counter, which means it'll get old. And then after half a second, once it's half a second behind, we're going to update the camera number and then reset it to now, which will then, actually that doesn't need to be there, because as soon as you let go, this will run. I think this will do it. And then I'm going to start that at millis, although it doesn't really matter. Okay. Cross your fingers. Last change, and then we're ending. This is pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this. And I'm going to I might have time to snapshot this code and drop it in the description right when I wrap up. This is a long stream. Thank you for watching. Oh, and I got to get rid of my debug. Okay. Oh, I am auto updating. It is working. I can see in the console it is reporting the orientation changes, and it is in fact auto updating, which fine. Although I think I am going to leave it off for my purposes. Button press. Side button. So it should be half a second now. Oh dear. So it is taking half a second before it does that. It's just not. I think I got rid of one of the resets that I did need there. I think I do in fact need to set that to now. Yep. Compiling. Connecting. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And resetting. It's a feature, not a bug. No, that was a bug. Okay. Now, half a second. Okay. So if I keep holding it, every half second it changes. That's what I wanted. So if I hold it for half a second, I see it change, I let go, and it stops. It would be smarter if I added in a thing to stop it from repeating, but I think that is too complicated. Cool. And I just realized I have more debug in here that I don't need. Oh, interesting. I got rid of, okay, if it's not pressed, shouldn't I be doing that the other way? Shouldn't I not have to like update that value constantly? Oh no, almost out of time. If it is pressed, update it to now. So if I hold it down, I update the timestamp to now. And then if the counter is less than millis minus 500, you can check that with a simple Boolean. Check what? So I want to, as I hold it down, I'm going to keep the counter updated with the current time. Oh, no. If it gets the, here's what I'm going to do. If it gets the one event that says it was pressed, then I'm going to set that to the current time. And then that's going to get old. That's going to get old. So then that's going to be less than the current time minus 500. So once it gets older than half a second, I run it. And then I set the counter to, no. Then I set the counter to what? 0? No, Patrick, what I'm trying to do is make it wait half a second. If the button was pressed, now I have to have a timer in there. And I need time in it. If the button was pressed, if it was pressed, so what I'm doing is I'm saying the button was pressed at this timestamp. Once this timestamp gets older than half a second, do this thing, and then I need to reset this to something. So I guess I can reset it to 0, and then say if it's not 0, right? That should do it. So I start out at 0. Let's try this. I think it's going to work. Check is pressed in second condition. No, because this is the code that actually does the change. I need to only do this once. Is pressed runs. Is pressed is true every time it's held down. After the timer is used, you're to say that you are done with that click. I think that's what this is going to do. Okay. So I'm going to hold it down for half a second. Ha! It did it. Now I'm holding it down still and it's not changing. And if I lift up, nothing should happen. And if I wait another half second, sweet. Okay. It's working because when I press the button, this was pressed fires only once, and then I record the time that I pressed it. And as long as it's not 0, if that time is older than a half second ago, then it updates the camera number and it resets that to 0, which disables this from running until I press the button again, which is doing exactly what I want. So now I can go hold down the button for half a second. You can't really hear it. Here. You can probably hear it if I do it up here. Can you focus? Oh my God, where's that lens? The microphone might be close enough for this to work. So I'm gonna press the button, holding it down. It's not doing anything. Let go. Still not doing anything. If I hold it down again, then it works. This is doing exactly what I want. Perfect. And of course I can change this to camera 3 and I can still switch to that camera by pressing that button. Cool. Well, that was fun. All right, let me switch to that camera. I love that I can switch the camera with these little things now. Sweet. Well, that was fun. Thank you for watching. I do have to go, and I am going to copy and paste this code into my GitHub, github.com/AaronPK, like everywhere else on the internet. And if you are interested in trying it, I think this is pretty cool. And I'll try to remember to take my Wi-Fi password out of there. But thank you all for watching. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the ideas. And again, thanks to banggood.com for sending these out because I had no idea these even existed. And that was pretty cool. So thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'll see you back on Sunday at my normal desk. And we'll be doing the normal Q&A live stream. Although with any luck, I'm going to be getting a package tomorrow with a new Hollyland wireless SDI transmitter. And we'll be demoing that as well. So cross your fingers that DHL successfully delivers that package to me tomorrow. I feel like it's always a toss-up with these delivery companies trying to figure out how to get into my building. And with any luck, I will have that to demo on Sunday. So thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.